suddenly the aircraft started shaking, rattling, and I'm going, what the hell's happening? Basically, I've been finishing up my private license. Wanted to go out to the practice area to just get some more experience. Had a new instructor that showed me a new stall technique, and I just wanted to try the stall technique just to make sure, I understood how it worked. And she told me my examiner liked that particular technique, so I thought, I should probably go out and give it a practice. I normally fly over a field called Uludale, which is a large grass field in Australia and down south. It's about 1,000 metre runway. We use metres and not feet, so hopefully you guys can work that out. And there's terrain all around, so basically 3,000 feet hills to the east, west, north and south. So kind of like locks in a lot of weather in there. And on that day there was haze in the area. And I had been out with my instructors before at different airports with haze, and I was kind of a little bit complacent about it. So I saw it on the weather briefing and went, oh, that's all right. I've done haze before. Visibility was, seemed reasonable. And during my pre-flight, I actually thought to myself, I don't want to be complacent here. I've been doing flying for a while. I want to check everything, check the propellers, check, everything, and jumped in and went up flying. A few other aircraft out in the pattern and in the training area. Take off, sort of like it sounded a little bit rough, but it sounded all right. So, get into a downwind departure, going out to what we call the training area, you guys call the practice area, and, start climbing up and get out to where we normally do stalls, and I get out of this layer and it's like just pure white below me. I couldn't see in the terrain. I could just see these little mountains sticking out from this white layer, and I'm going, oh, I can't do stalls now. It's sort of like I can't even see people below me. I'm gonna sort of like crash into them. And then suddenly the aircraft started shaking, rattling, and I'm going, what the hell's happening? And so I started playing with the mixture, going, is it some sort of engine issue? And the mixture didn't seem to fix anything up, and I'm going, what the hell? And I decided at that point, there's no point continuing the flight. I might as well just head back, get into the pattern, and land. But what was happening is I was heading back into the sun. So suddenly, all the terrain below me, I had no idea. And in this particular airport that I normally fly out of, there's two airports within 3 nautical miles of each other. And there was helicopters taking off from this other field, which is actually quite close. And they're kind of like going directly south, which is where I was going. And they were heading straight to my direction. I'm kind of getting on the radios and I'm kind of broadcasting, like I'm inbound. And I'm over broadcasting, right? Because I'm going, I can't see you coming up. I'm going to have to... just hope and pray that me being on the radio is going to, hopefully get you the idea I'm out there. I can see the little tops from the hill that's right next to the airfield I normally land at, and I'm going, am I past this airfield that I'm really worried about? So I get on the 430, I twist the dials to the nearest airport, and I wait until, the airport was at the 000 mark so I could tell when I passed it. So, because I didn't want to go into their pattern and descend while the traffic coming, I knew there was traffic coming from the south, right? So from the north to the south. So once that happened, I started descending. And when I descend, I end up in the soup. Like I can't see anything. And I'm going, how the hell do I get back to the airport? So I just get the 430 out and I punch in direct to you. I've done a little bit of instrument training as part of my private license, and, descend down and kind of like just direct myself. But when I started turning out of the direct sunlight and below the mountain line, I could start seeing again. And at that point I decided I better broadcast also to the local traffic that's actually doing pattern work. And because I'm hearing people doing pattern work throughout this entire scenario, and I'm going, how the hell are they doing pattern work? But once I got low enough, I could see because I was below the sun line, and suddenly the visibility increased. And that's sort of like, I could, then sort of like I told people I was actually coming in on the opposite runway because I was panicking a little bit at that stage, I haven't been able to see properly, had traffic all around me. And I was telling people I was going to do a direct into runway 36, which is the runway I took off from. But my instincts kind of took over, and I did a normal pattern and, broadcast. We normally at that airport, because the parachutists join on a crosswind join, and then kind of like, I just did my normal, and, the aircraft's shaking a little bit more, I'm going, and luckily the other traffic was great. They were doing 360s on the downwind and getting out of my way, and as one of the instructors said on those flights, doing those 360 makes you more visible to myself. So that was his plan, just to, just make themselves more visible. And as I'm doing the broadcast, they said, "Oh, do you want to go first? So land first?" And I'm kind of like going, "Yeah, I want to land first, thanks. So I don't know when my engine's going to quit." So, I did my base call and my final and landed at the runway, normally, and then taxied over, and my instructor comes out that I normally fly with, and he's like, comes out, tries the engine out, and he said, "This is really weird. It's not, I can get the engine starting just fine, but it's vibrating a lot." And it turned out to be a propeller out of alignment. The previous person who rented the aircraft had gone out and to a gravel strip, had put the, like they normally would on a normal takeoff, just went full power, and the gravel kicked into the propeller and, kind of got it out of alignment. And the funny thing is, no chips or anything. It was just pushed out of alignment. It's just and this was just a normal Piper Archer, so it's not even a constant speed. So I wouldn't have expected it to get so, out of alignment. But yeah, so that day I learned not to be sort of like complacent with haze, and take it a little bit more serious, and, be aware of what's going around. But also, it's good that training kicks in, I guess, and getting back and landing, and also it prompted me to get my instrument rating as well. So yeah, so that's my story.